All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Excited to be popping on here with you guys. Um, yes, love the cameras on. If you are somewhere that you can turn your camera on, I would love for you to do that. If not, I love that you are multitasking. That is amazing just to show up for yourself. All right. So I want to start off with a question, and you can just raise your hand or drop it in the chat. Does anybody on here own a business? Okay. It was slightly a trick question. Okay. So the fact that you're on here means you do own a business. Okay. So I will be more specific. Outside of Plexus, does anybody own a business? Yes. 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 Okay. So what I'm going to be talking about today is from Eric Worre. If you've never looked him up, he's a guru in network marketing. He is incredible. And if you have been listening to Keith Callahan, I feel like this could kind of buck the system a little bit. But I feel like this is Eric, when he was talking about this topic, these are necessary steps to get to where Keith Callahan coaches from being the CEO of your business and what it takes. So those of you who have a business, I think you would stand. So I come from a family business. My mom has a hair salon. She's had it for 37 years. I was working in it before I was a hairdresser. I was doing all of the things other than cutting hair, right? I was selling retail. I was keeping it clean. I was doing inventory. I was running the desk. I was taking the money. I was doing all the things. So I very much, and then there was a good chunk of my life where I was running that hair salon. So I know what it takes to be a business owner. And those of you on here that have a business outside of Plexus, I think you would stand very firmly with me when I say this, is that you have to be an employee to yourself for quite some time in your business. You have to have an employee mindset getting started with that mindset of, if I don't show up, I will be fired. If I don't show up, I will not get paid. If I don't show up, there is no income. Okay. My husband has worked for family businesses. He now works for a very large business, but he has been on the employee end of things, but also seeing how it's run very, very closely. And, we've had talks about, like, you should just do your own thing. Like, you should just you are capable of doing it. You've done the paperwork, you've done all the things, but you've just never taken that entire role on. And it is very clear to us that if he steps into that, it's not going to get easier right away. It's not going to be less work in the first 5 years of opening a business. He is going to be in the trenches. He is going to be putting his nail bag on, right? If you're starting a business, I'm sure if Megan's daughter was on here, Amanda would say, like, when she opened her preschool, like, day in, day out, first there, last out, like, you are the one that is showing up for a while. And stay with me here. Before you step into that CEO of my business mentality, you have to show up with an employed mentality. And I think that a lot of times what I'm seeing the longer I'm in network marketing is that it doesn't work out for everyone, because they wake up, click join, pay their membership fee, and in 90 days, 6 months, a year, they're like, see, it didn't work out for me. I'm not the CEO. I'm not a business owner, because they thought that it was just going to happen. And there is no other business in this entire world that you can show up to with that mentality of, like, it's just going to happen. I'm a business owner. It's going to be successful. No, there ain't no other business in this world that functions like that. Why in the world would network marketing? Now, what network marketing has awesome avenues, right? there is a sense of time freedom that comes. If you've been here for a while, I'm sure I will never forget doing the Zoom. And I'm sure you'll know, I know Jen Jones probably remembers when I had my big whiteboard back here and I drew the line diagram of the time in and how much money you're making and how many years. And eventually it crosses and you're making way more money than the time you're putting in. But I will bargain to say, and I will say it, that I'm probably 100% correct, that most people, if you say, if I went to another job and I put in the amount of hours and effort I put into my network marketing business daily, that in another business, someone would pay me what I make right now. Probably not. It doesn't happen in any other job. Okay. Network marketing comes with awesome perks, incentives, trips, flexibility in your schedule, right? You are a business owner. You are the CEO of your business. However, there has to be some time in your business journey that you have an employed mindset. If I don't show up, I will get fired. If I don't show up, I'm not getting paid. If I go to bed with like, no, I'm not really sure what happened today, I don't know, you're probably going to be in the red for that day. So he talks about motivating yourself. How do I keep myself motivated? How do I do that, right? And he says, you have to act and work like you are employed for a short time. It is what it is. You have to do it. And here, you know what? Network marketing is also really cool because it's forgiving. If you're like, all right, Kate, I'm going to be honest. I don't know that I've actually taken that time in my business where I've had that dedication and accountability of like, have to work like I'm employed. Guess what? You can start today. It's super forgiving. It's not something I've passed over and I can't get to it. I can't grind for a little while. No, you can. You cannot act like you don't have a job. You cannot act like you don't have accountability. You're working 2 hours. Great. Good for you. Work those 2 hours intentionally. If you're like, no, this is my thing. This is my full-time job. I'm going to work 7 hours a day committed. Great. Good for you. Hold yourself accountable to that. You have to treat this like a job before you can treat it like a business. I thought that was so good. So good because I have been like, looking at my team and looking at myself and being like, okay, we want to be focusing 80% of our time on the 20% of the people that are growing, right? We want to be focusing our intentions and our work efforts in the right place. So part of that is like, okay, who looks at this like a business? When I was at the hair salon, y'all, okay, I was the one that had to unlock the door every day. If I was late, there was people sitting out front that were very not happy with me, right? My employees were out front. Now they have no time to get their stuff together before their client's in their chair. The clients are annoyed because they have to wait. I had to be there on time. I had to unlock the door. If I decided not to order inventory one week and Lisa came in and wanted her hair color and 7.00 is gone, what am I going to do? I'm going to make it, but that's not okay, right? Like you have to do the things or there's consequences. You have to treat this like a job if you ever want it to be a business. Come on. You're not going to get to sit on the beaches of Hawaii, or if anybody's following Jessica Heffley's Amazing Star Diamond trip, like you ain't going to get to do that. Girl hustled. If you don't treat this like a job first, it's not voluntary. You don't get to just tell, the manager at Chick-fil-A, like, my mom called and she wanted to have a beach day, so I just decided that's what we were going to do today. Like, you have to treat it like a job first. You will get all of the luxuries of being a business owner. You will get the time flexibility. There has to be some point of sacrifice and discomfort. Because listen, let's go back. No other job or business in the world started with, I'm just the CEO of a successful business. I did nothing to get here. No, they're up in the office 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Like, you got to put the work in, and you got to have that employed mentality. Okay. Most of us on here, me included, I'm going to just throw myself under the bus, don't have set working hours. Most of us don't, if we're honest. We'll be like, I get my stuff done, but you don't have working hours. Okay. That's a boundary that you may need to institute for yourself and your family to take you serious. Because if you were at work, could they just call and be like, hey, I'm going to stop over and we're going to just chit chat, and you missed like 2 Zoom calls, you had to reschedule something. Like, no. Okay. That may be something that you need to institute. Carve out time as if you were at work. You don't need an office. You can use your kitchen table. You can use your car, but it has to be intentional time, because this is something else he said. If your paycheck is looking like scraps instead of substance, you're not doing it right. If it's scraps over substance, you have not looked at this as like a job. You have not taken it seriously. You have not been employed. Okay. Here's something else I was thinking while I was talking about this, is the employer mentality. Okay. When I was going, like, even growing up in a family business, right? And I think of nurses too, like, I always feel like the best RNs and BSNs were CNAs first, right? Like, I'm not going to make you do anything that I haven't done or wouldn't do, right? And I feel like that in the hair salon. Like, I'm not asking these kids coming out of school, like, to do the laundry or to wash all the bowls out. Like, I did that. Like, I did all of those things. Okay. Sweep the floor, clean up. So it's like, if I had someone in Plexus that worked for me, if you had someone in Plexus that actually worked for you and they did what you do as an employee, would you be okay with it? When their employee review came up, would you be like, I love this. Take what you do, put it on them, and then give them an employee review. Are you okay with it? Or you feel like, I kind of feel like maybe you're slipping in these areas. I feel like your retention kind of went down. What happened? Right? We need to take that employee review of ourselves. Am I the employee someone would want? We need to do that. We need to self-reflect on that. Also, a substance paycheck comes from labor, work, and building something of value. I thought that spoke volumes too, right? Guys, we are in network marketing. We are in an amazing company, right? We're not in just direct sales. It's not just based on what you do. We get to grow people. We get to help them step into leadership. We get to benefit off of being a professional encourager and adding people to our team. 7 families are blessed when you place your order. Okay. That is a beautiful thing that you are a part of. Okay. It takes work. It takes pouring value into people. It is laborful. I don't even know if that's a word. Like, you have to be immersed in this, and you're going to get those paychecks of substances. I just saw Emily Roberts did a reel on like how much what she spent on like homeschool supplies, what she spent on school supplies for her kids for school, what she's like sneakers and this and this and this, and then it like adds all up, and it says like Plexus paycheck 27,000 blah 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 a month. Okay, she did not get that. She did not get that by just being like, I'm a business owner. No, she got into it, and she had that employed mindset, and she worked for her business. That now it's a business, and she has more flexibility. She has very much, I've done coaching with her, you guys. She has time carved out. I think like Thursdays are her phone call days. That is what she does on Thursdays, phone calls. On Tuesdays, she does something else. She does not pick up her phone for anything before 10 or 10:30 in the morning. Like, she is disciplined, okay? She has created those boundaries. She has gotten to work that now she has that business CEO mindset. And I love both sides of this. I love Eric Worre's standpoint, and I love how Keith Callahan talks about being the CEO of your business, and you need to step into that role and you need to grow leaders. But I think they marry together very, very, very nicely. Here's another thing I thought was pretty cool. Let's talk about business owners outside of Plexus, and if you have a job, a job outside of Plexus. Do you have a goal? Is your goal, when you get up in the morning, your goal is to go into the office? My goal today is to go to work. No. You don't leave work and you're like, I accomplished my goal for the day. I went into the office. I went into school. I went into the salon. No. So why do we set goals of like, my goal today is to work my business for 2 hours? That's not a goal. That is your job. That is your job. And even like, let's say you're like, hey, I'm just kind of in this part-time. It's a hobby. That's fine. That is fine. That's not your goal. Working an 8-hour day is not a goal. And sometimes that's what we do. We're like, oh, I showed up. I accomplished my goal today. I worked 8 hours. Great. What did we accomplish? What action steps did we take today to get to our actual goal? What did we do? What is the employee review for the day? Okay. Because if we're just showing up thinking like, oh, I pushed yes, I'm a business owner, I'm the CEO, it's just going to happen. That is an entitled, lazy mindset. That is an entitled, lazy mindset. I was around somebody in the last couple weeks or so that they had a very entitled attitude. And it was a very like, well, I don't care. I'm here. I'm entitled to this and it's going to work out for me. And I was like, what a turnoff. What a turnoff. If you want it, you got to work for it. I don't care what it is. You got to sacrifice something. You don't just get it. Nobody. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Elon Musk. I don't care. He worked for it. He worked for it. He had to work first to become Elon Musk, right? Because at some point he was just the average regular person. People have to work. They make decisions. They put things into action. They sacrifice something to become, the business, the CEO, the person. There is great value in working. There's great value in working, and then you get the benefits. So it doesn't really matter what rank you are in this company. It doesn't really matter how long you have been here. You can decide to change your work ethic and Plexus right now. If you're a diamond, I think we've seen like diamonds re-enter and do it again. Okay. You don't just become a diamond and start making a doctor salary and decide like, they have other, this is a whole other topic, but anyway, you don't decide like, I don't want, this is enough money. I have enough options. We have enough things. No, they started other businesses because of their Plexus income. They give more because of their Plexus. There's always something, okay? If we're being honest, there's always something else you're going to want to do. You're going to want to experience. You're going to want to fund. You're going to want to be a part of. So you don't get just diamond and you're just like, I've arrived and that is it, y'all. Like, end, close act, we're done. No. So guess what happens when somebody wants to re-enter and do it again? They show up as a person going silver. And they become employed on Michael 2.0. Start over. It doesn't just happen. Now, is there more experience the second time around when yes, of course. But they still have to have that employed start from the beginning mindset. If you don't, what is going to happen? If you just show up every day and you're just like, I'm just the boss. You know, if I went to the hair salon every day and I was like, I'm going to stand behind my chair and I'm not going to do any marketing. I'm not going to hire employees. I'm not going to talk to people. I'm not going to post my work on Instagram. I'm not going to ever tell anybody that I cut hair. I'm not going to email any of the schools and tell them that I'm hiring and looking for assistants. I'm just literally going to be standing behind the chair. Like, I just don't understand why this hasn't worked out for me. The salon down the street, she's got 15 stylists and a massage therapist and 3 receptionists. But I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, like, we do that sometimes. I don't know how she's double ranked in 1 month. I don't know how they went emerald in a year. I just don't know. We have to have that almost the desperation of being employed. I mean, like, how many of you guys have ever woke up late for work before? Anybody ever woke up late for work? Like, it's like that gasp and a few words come flying out of your mouth and you're like, what are we going to do? Like, there ain't no way. That feeling should be something that is replicated in your business. I didn't do my stuff today. I didn't show up today. Now, like, I'm not your boss. Alita's not your boss. Cheryl, Megan, Lisa, like, we're not your boss, right? You don't have a boss in Plexus. You have accountability partners. Okay. But you should feel that pressure from yourself of like, if I don't do this today, this is going to matter. This is going to make a difference. That gasp of, oh crap, I'm late. Okay. Y'all, and I worked for my mom. Try making that phone call. I just got up. I'm going to be late. Okay. Not a good one. But those are the feelings we need to have if you want that CEO booming, successful business. Those are the emotions that you should have tied to the employed mindset right now. Because you can have it. You can have a multi-6-figure business. You can go on vacation. Like Keith Callahan went away, right? He came back, 800 new people to his team. You can have that. Anybody can have that. And if you don't want that, hear me, that is okay. Okay? If you don't want that, it is okay. If you do want that, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to get uncomfortable. You're going to have an employed mindset for a short period of time. Because when you start any business, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. You start any business, you are going to be hustling for 5+ years to get it going. It's on you. And it doesn't matter if you're hustling, I've seen a lot of businesses where like the business owner is the brains. They are the brains. Okay. Guess what? They have to find people to put it into action. They have to hustle to find someone to do the work if they're the brains. If they're the brawn in the company and they're starting a landscaping business and all they started with was one mower and a weed whacker and a leaf blower, guess what? I mean, we have a friend of ours that has a gigundous landscaping business, landscaping and hardscaping. And Eric says all the time, he started with a lawnmower and a trailer. I'm like, good for him. But for a long time, gigundous, it is a word. Like for a long time, he was it. He was the one mowing, weed whacking, leaf blowing, bagging, picking up, like you have to have the employed mindset. So that's what I want to leave you guys with today. I hope this really I hope it stepped on some toes. I hope it ruffled some feathers, because then you're going to think about it and you're going to chew on it and you're going to be like, okay, if I had an employee review of myself, if Alita came to your house and was like, show me your books, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to like panic? Megan's like, please don't tell her where I work. Please. I'm removing my address from the back office now. Right? Like if they showed up and they're like, I'm gonna just, like teachers, school's coming back in, right? Teacher, principal comes in, they sit in the back and they're like, we're gonna monitor your class today. Okay, if Alita or if Jessica Heffley or Emily Roberts, if they came and were like, I'm just gonna like hang around in the shadows today and just see what you do, we all be like, well, dang. Right? It would change how you do things. Okay, have that accountability for yourself. And if you have a hard time with that, find an accountability partner that's going to call you out on your stuff. Okay, that's the important part of an accountability partner. You don't want some like fluffy, super kind, accountability partner that's going to be a pushover and with you. And they're just like, girl, I understand. Like, God, yeah, it's fine. No, Michael, it's okay. You can get your stuff done. No, they'd be like, well, what happened? What happened today? Like, I'm sorry that the cat is sick, but like, what happened today? Right? Find yourself an accountability partner if you need one that's going to call you on your stuff. Be like, hey, listen, here's my checklist I'm supposed to do daily. Can you check in on me every couple days? Because you got to work as like a job for a short period of time. Eventually, if you do that, eventually your efforts and your income are going to cross, and then you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I make way too much money for what I'm doing right now, but I put the work in. All right. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful Wednesday. It is darn near the middle of the month. So let's start shifting gears into follow-ups, reaching out to your teams. Remember, middle of the month, people's confidence starts to sag because they feel like I only have 15 days left. Start doing I believe calls. Start pouring into your teams, lifting them up. Hey, where are we at in our goals? Let's work together. Let's get on the phone. Really start shifting your gears into like end of month efforts, and encouraging all of them. So I love you. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye, guys.